It's June 26, 1975, and a huge scandal is about to unfold. A con so bold and precise that when it's over, there won't be a shred of evidence. In a quiet farmhouse 3 miles from the racecourse, a broke gambler sits drinking tea. He's waiting for the signal. He looks calm, too calm. But this is because every detail has been planned down to the second. He's not just a gambler, he's a mastermind. With 300 accomplices, a dying aunt, a set of bolt cutters, and a crucial phone line that, mysteriously, won't be working when it matters most, he's about to stuff the bookies for every penny they've got. But how do you rob the most ruthless bookmakers in the world without breaking a single law? To find out, we need to head back to the start of the year. Back in January, our gambler is on the edge. He's a real character, with a twinkle in his eye and a harebrained scheme always on the go. Many love him, and locally, everybody knows him, because Barney bets big. Sometimes, he even wins. But mostly, he loses, and his debts right now are eye-watering. He owes the bookies a whopping £12,000, enough to buy a house, and he should have spent it on one, but now, he's trapped. The only way to make the money back is to gamble, but the bookies won't let him, not until he pays them first. He's skint, blacklisted, and fed up of being the punchline. Instead, he wants to be the headline. So to do that, he needs to back a winner at massive odds without anyone knowing. It's completely ridiculous, but he's worked it all out. He just needs to call Benny, his friend and most trusted accomplice. You see, most bettors lose because they don't have the right information. Beating the odds takes more than just luck, and Barney knows it. And today, sharp bettors know it too. That's why this video is sponsored by ProPlays. ProPlays provide value sports betting picks via mobile notifications at the best odds. Every pick is backed by deep analysis, statistical models, and a trusted network of industry insiders. Unlike most tipsters, they don't just make picks, they bet their own money on them too. Just check out their results record. These picks focus on value bets that beat sportsbooks odds in the long term. They're shared via a private Telegram channel to ensure you're instantly notified at the very best price. Race recaps to analyse past selections and improve future plays are included too. So why not try out their 3-day free trial linked below? After the trial, VIP membership starts at just $15 per month. This isn't about luck, it's about strategy. 95% of bettors aren't profitable, but with the right information, that changes. So if you're ready to play smarter, then check out ProPlay's free trial on the link. The one thing Barney has is a small stable of horses. It's his last lifeline. So he heads down to see his trainer, Liam Brennan, and asks him the biggest question of his life. Do I have a horse that could pull off a job? The job? Simple. Win one race, on which Barney will risk everything. Now Liam Brennan likes Barney, but he doesn't hesitate. No. Barney stares at him. His plan is falling apart before it even starts. But then Brennan keeps on talking. Except, maybe, Yellow Sam, a slow steady plodder named after Barney's father. The horse is a donkey. In 8 races, it's never finished higher than 9th. Barney frowns. So what's the crack? And Brennan shrugs. Those races were at bigger tracks on soft ground, neither of which suited him. But he has stamina, he can run, and actually, he's sort of improved. A spark ignites in Barney's mind. A long shot, an underdog, a horse that no one believes in. It's perfect. There's only one massive problem left now. The bookies' odds. You see, in 1975, racetrack bookies only pay out at the official starting price. No matter when you placed your bet, the payout is tied to the odds set right before the race begins. No big odds, no payday. And this is where things get really interesting. By the start of March, Barney has a solution. It will involve a number of people, all with different jobs. Only he will know how it all fits together. To start with though, he needs to do his homework and find that one race which would suit Yellow Sam the most. A race where the going is firm, with hurdles not fences so there's less to go wrong, there's a nice long straight so Yellow Sam can really stretch his legs, and there's opposition that isn't all that good. And bingo, he finds it, the little known Mount Hando handicap hurdle. The race will take place in June, 3 months' time, at Beulerstown on the east coast of Ireland between Dublin and the northern border. It's a delightful rustic racecourse which Barney Curley knows well, and that's important because there's a lot more to this crazy plan than just a horse and a race. Sorting it all out will be a military grade operation. At its stables, Barney gives Brennan 2 crucial instructions. 1. Train Yellow Sam for 1 race only. The distance, the ground, those hurdles. If he's got a chance, it will be there. And 2. Make sure everyone thinks he's rubbish. That part shouldn't be hard, but it matters. and here's why. In a handicap race, horses carry different weights based on past performance. The best horses carry heavier weights, while the weaker ones, like Yellow Sam, carry less. So Brennan enters him into a string of races that he has no chance of winning. Every loss cements his reputation as a dud, and that's crucial, because Barney isn't chasing prize money. That wouldn't even put a dent in his debts. He's here after the bookies' money, and to do that, he needs long odds. If no one fancies Yellow Sam, he might go off at 10 to 1, maybe even 20 to 1. But if anyone gets wise, the odds will crash, taking Barney's payday with them. Of course, none of this matters if Yellow Sam doesn't win, but that's a problem for later. Right now, Barney needs stake money, and he's not messing around. This is the last roll of the dice. He sells what he can and scrapes together £15,000. Every penny is counted, every note locked into a box. The plan is in motion, and now comes the most important part. Barney looks back on his life. It's been a hell of a ride. He was a kid too poor to own shoes, but still happy. At 16, he was sent to work in an English factory to pay off his father's gambling debts, but he still felt loved. He trained as a priest and managed a pop group, and neither was for him, but he liked the people. So then he turned to smuggling, Michelin tyres across the border, because it was all about connections. He's never had money, but he's always had friends, and now he's going to need them. The ones who he can trust, the ones who like to have fun. So he sits down with a map of Ireland, a pack of pins, a cup of tea, and works out where they are. Galway, Cork, Limerick, Wexford, Sligo. 5 people spread across all corners of the Emerald Isle. 5 people who can do the betting for him, because he's not allowed, remember. It's a start, but it isn't enough, because in 1975, if you walk into the bookies and bet £3,000, they'll ask questions. After all, that's equivalent to $30,000 in today's money. For the military grade operation that he's got planned, Barney needs an army. So he picks up the phone and rings his favourite 5. And he tells them to pick their favourite 5, who then pick their 5, and so on. Solid people who hate the bookies and want to play their part. And soon his map is covered in 300 pins. 300 people betting his every last penny on a horse that's never finished higher than 9th. What could possibly go wrong? April turns to May, and then to June. Envelopes are delivered all around Ireland with strict instructions. Be ready from 2:30 on the day. Do not open until then. But can the 300 be trusted? If anyone breaks that code, the secret will be out. And meanwhile, Yellow Sam practices the same race over and over again. It's hard to say if it's working. He remains just steady, and then the day finally comes. On the 26th of June, he arrives at Beulerstown as a rank outsider. Just down the road from the course, Barney is having another cup of tea. He doesn't want to be seen, so he visits some more friends nearby, the Brogans, and waits by their phone. The countdown has begun. Across Ireland, 300 men loiter near bookies, trying not to look shifty. Inside the course, Barney's spy watches the action. The race is set for 3 p.m. At 1:30 p.m, 90 minutes to go, betting on Yellow Sam at 7 to 1 is slow, non-existent. The bookies aren't surprised. If the owner doesn't show up, they'll think the horse isn't trying or isn't fancied. There's a total lack of interest, so by 2 p.m, they've raised the odds, and they're now at 10 to 1, and Barney's spy phones through the good news. But Barney waits. He wants more. Out on course, the bookies can't tempt anyone to back Yellow Sam. At 2:30, the spy calls again. 15 to 1, boss. Wait. By 2:45, with 15 minutes to go, he's a massive 20 to 1. And now it's time. Send in Benny. Because there's still one big problem. If word spreads, the odds will collapse. His great friend, Benny O'Hanlon, a large fit man with a great sense of humour, gets ready to sort it out. Meanwhile, Barney calls his men, who call their men. Across Ireland, 300 people open sealed envelopes. Inside is cash of £50 to £300 and one instruction: Yellow Sam to win. Suddenly, bookies nationwide see a rush on a random, no-hope horse, and that's a problem. In 1975, odds aren't fixed. Payouts are based on the starting price set at the track just before the race begins. This means Barney's bets, placed hours earlier, aren't locked in. The final SP's odds will determine his payout. If word spreads, the odds will drop like a stone, and if that happens, Barney's payday will sink with it. Enter Benny O'Hanlon, because his job requires a special skill set, the gift of the gab, and a willingness to go down fighting. The Beulerstown racecourse boasts just 2 landline phones, a private line belonging to the Extel company which supplies racing data to betting shops, and a payphone for the general public. Miraculously, after Yellow Sam's price hits 20 to 1, Extel's private line goes down. The phone's line has been cut. Later, rumours suggest a pair of bolt cutters are found nearby. A coincidence, of course. Benny's job? To man the payphone and make sure no bookies can get through to update those on course. So Benny picks up the phone and starts a loud, imagined conversation with a distant hospital where a fictional aunt is seriously ill. It's nonsense, and the stewards start demanding the line be left free. Benny just ramps up the drama. She's getting worse. She's an exceptional aunt, steadfast, loyal, courageous, virtually a saint, the Virgin Mary of his family, an aunt for all seasons. And this is Ireland. People want to help, so he's soon got a group of people at the racecourse on his side. All around the country, frantic bookies are desperately trying to contact the course, but Benny holds the line. If needed, he'll smash the phone to bits in a fit of grief. But in the end, he doesn't have to. At 3 p.m, the race starts, and the starting price is locked down at 20-1. Boom. Barney's 300 foot soldiers all keep quiet, and Benny's aunt makes a miraculous recovery. Someone even buys him a pint of Guinness to make him feel better. Now, all Yellow Sam has to do is make Barney happy by winning the race. At exactly 3 p.m, the gates burst open and 21 horses begin the 2.5 mile run. As Yellow Sam gets off to a slow start, Barney jumps in a hedge himself, watching with a pair of binoculars. He then heads to a discreet spot where he watches the race concealed in a thicket of gorse. He's sweating bullets. Anything could go wrong. In the saddle is a young amateur rider named Michael Furlong, and yes, that's his real name. He was chosen because, like Yellow Sam, he's steady. Steady as in keeps his mouth shut, but also steady as in reliable. He won't push, because you can't push with hurdles where one thing costs everything. So he's chugging along and doing okay. With a mile to go, he's a distant third place, but third is no good. But Furlong has been told, just hold on and wait until the straight. So he holds, stays with the leaders, chugs into second and holds some more. There's one jump to go. He makes it. The home straight is in sight. Inside the bush, Barney is screaming, "Now go!" And just like that, Yellow Sam does what his trainer said he could, cantering over the line at odds of 20-1. Barney is rich, and the bookies will pay for it. His betting coup banks him $306,000, the equivalent of 2.3 million today. Now the bookies can clearly smell a rat, but there's nothing they can do. There's no evidence that anyone has done anything illegal, so they have to pay out. Just to be awkward though, they do so in £1 notes, leaving Barney with some bulging plastic bags and a warm fuzzy feeling inside. It was quite simply one man's brains against the bookmakers. I'd outwitted the system, he said. After the race, all bookies changed the rules, insisting all bets over £100 be placed at least half an hour before the start of the race. It isn't the last they hear of Barney Curley though. He goes on to beat the industry again and again, inspiring others worldwide to do the same, including one man in the US who would take things too far. Check out that story now here in the end screen.